So here is an overview of the ETC Ion Facepanel, and let's just talk about the areas and regions that are out here. In the center of all of these keys is the numeric keypad, and that's in this area that's labeled B, and it's this little white rectangle here. This has our numeric keys, 0 through 9, decimal point, clear, and then we have some other selection keys that I'll go into detail later. To the right of our numeric keypad are channel modifiers. This is where we're able to set lights at a level, give them an intensity. Some examples of keys here are the full key, out, the enter key, which is important because every command has to be completed with an enter, the at key to assign percentages, and then there are other selection keys that can be handy over here. This is channel modifiers. So I use the numbers to select channels, and then I tell the channels what I want them to do at full, at 50, out in the modify. To the left of that numeric keypad is a area C. And area C is memories. It's where we store things. It's where we can record cues and other types of information that we want to be able to recall later. It's where we're able to record information. The record key is important. Update is there. Time is there. Cue is there. So all of these are memories. They're places where we're going to store our information, and that's area C to the left of the numeric keypad. The area E that is directly above the numeric keypad, it's kind of this long area up here, is commonly used keys. They are keys that we're going to reference often, maybe often, right? They're just keys that we're going to need to get to on a regular basis, right? And so some of those might be go to queue, the delete key is there, copy to and recall from, the label, and the undo key are all in this commonly used. They're keys that we'll need to get to on a pretty regular basis, and that's area D, which is right above the numeric keypad. All the way to the right side of the console, above our intensity wheel, right? All the way on the right side over here are what's known as navigation keys, and that's area D. Area D allows us to move around our monitors. It toggles the console between live mode, where any change we make is displayed on stage, and blind mode, which is where we can make changes without displaying them on stage. And we can also navigate around tabs and move up and down lists and move left to right across a list. So the area D is our navigations area. Area G, which is this big area at the top, is sort of multi-purpose. It has two main purposes. The first purpose is to control multi-parameter devices. So LEDs that have more than just intensity, or moving lights that have more than just intensity controls, are controlled in this area up here. The other thing that is up here are the soft keys. Soft keys are keys that change depending on what screen you're in, right? And so these double as both parameter selectors and as soft keys to just so that there aren't so many buttons all over the board and for things that you might need to get to. There is a very important key that is all the way in the upper left hand side over here, and it is called displays. And the displays key is how you access the directory for the show, or the browser for the console, where you can open and save and rename your show file. So the displays key, all in this multi-parameter area where the encoders are, which is area G. Area F is pretty straightforward. It's off to the side. It has the power button, which is important, obviously, and then it also has a place to accept a USB drive, so that you can you can save your file to an external device. Area I and H, this is playback. Once we've built our show and we have all of our looks and we want to be able to play our show, this is where we're actually able to play our show. So we have a go button down at the bottom, which plays our cues in order and in time. And then there's also a stop back button in case we hit the go button at the wrong time or we need to reverse a cue. Area H are playback modifiers, and we'll go into them in much more detail. But I and H are the playback section of the light board. Area J, all the way off to the left, are these sliders. These are programmable to do a lot of different things, but we might think of them most commonly as a submaster. You may put the house lights on a submaster so that I can turn the house lights on without needing to type any buttons or give it any value. I can just slide the house lights up and slide them down. They have a lot of other features and options that we can go into later. But this is the fader. This is called the fader section, right? And this is where we would have submasters. So that's kind of a quick overview of the console. The numeric keypad. To the right are channel modifiers in area A. To the left in area C are memories where we store things. Above the numeric keypad in area E are commonly used keys. To the right, all the way on the right edge, are navigation keys, which is how we move around the console. The very top edge are moving light controls and soft keys, and our display key, which is very important. In the very, very upper right corner is the power button and USB. Dead in the middle of the console is our playback section, area I and H, where we can play cues in time. And then area J over here are the faders and submasters. So that's a quick look at the face panel layout.